because I didn't want to talk about this on my other channel because the other channel is smoking hot. But I decided to talk about this on this particular channel with limitations, because you still got to watch what you say. But it appears earlier today you have a group of people from the alphabet community. Now all of a sudden a group of people woke up and decided, oh, her song Natural Woman needs to be alternative women. It puts them in danger, it puts them in harm's way. And when I heard this, I just thought it was not only laughable, but it's absurd. And if you listen to that song, she's not even talking about anything pertaining to people living an alternative lifestyle. And keep in mind, this song was made like 50 years ago, at best, maybe. This song was made a while ago. They didn't really have an alphabet community then. But for them to just say, oh, this song needs to be pulled because it threatens the safety of people that live a different way, which I done said this on several occasions, don't have no problem with them. However, whoever you sleep with, however you live your life is you. But when it get to the point to where you're just reaching, you're just making up something to try to bring notoriety and attention to yourself at the expense of a person that's been deceased for years now, that's where I draw the line. She wasn't talking about that community. Yet if you listen to the lyrics of the song, she's talking about, meeting a good man and he treating her like she's special and making her feel like she's a factor to him, like she's important to him. Because keep in mind, that's what we've been told how we supposed to treat our women, even though we can't get that same kind of treatment in return. But she wasn't talking about, alternative women. She wasn't. So for them to be sitting up saying that song should be canceled, that's just ridiculous. And my thing is, I want to ask a lot of you gutless and spineless black women, are y'all gonna call them out? The same gutless black women that accuse us of not having y'all back and saying we supposed to protect y'all and all this stuff. Well, how we gonna protect y'all when y'all sit up there and say y'all need us? Y'all don't want our help. Y'all can do it on y'all own. Well, we see how that didn't work out. Because if you look at the surroundings and how black people is, and in particularly black men is as a whole, that didn't work out. You failed. And you can sit up there and try to wag your finger at black men all you want. A lot of this is y'all fault. Own up to it, but we know you won't. And that's just the honest to God truth. But to see them attacking a deceased black woman, one of the greatest singers in our history, that's where I'll draw the line. And this needs to stop. And now it's time for pushback. While y'all black women sitting up here worried about dudes going overseas looking for women, and by the way, all of the passport brothers are not going to the Philippines or going to Asian Asian countries. They're going to Africa, they're going to Jamaica, they're going to Belize, they're going to Brazil. And Brazil, whether you know it or not, has a bigger black population than the States. Maybe if you would do your history and stop accusing us of being sellouts and weak and all this kind of stuff, like I said. So here you are, you have guys like Willie D, you have me calling this out. So I want to see if you gutless black women go for Aretha Franklin and fight on her behalf. And I will be getting in contact with Spotify. I'm going to be calling the radio stations. There is no reason for that song to be moved off anybody's rotation. To just sit up there and make up something to say, oh, this song is a threat to alternative women. That's just absurd. It's just ridiculous. And this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. People can wake up in the morning and it's okay for everybody else except us to have an issue with something. It is an offensive. It's about love. It's about romance. How does that translate to being a phobia song? You got to be kidding me. And I already know probably the person that I don't even know who started this movie, but more than likely it's probably some white person. Where in the lyrics do it talk about alternative women? Where? Like I said, the song got made like 50 years ago. Maybe even longer than that. I think that song got made like in the late 60s. I wasn't even born when that song got made. And I was born in 74. I wasn't even born when that song was made. I'm like, man, is you kidding me? This is where the bullying comes in. When is we gonna start pushing back saying, okay, enough is enough? This has to stop. You're basically trying to get some kind of notoriety and bring attention to your organization at the expense of Aretha Franklin, and this shouldn't be allowed. This shouldn't be allowed, and this shouldn't be happening. It's amazing. Everybody loves to tell us what to do. They want to tell us how to talk, how to walk, what type of material to make, what type of movies to make, who should be in our movies, what is the they want everything. Everybody wants to tell black people what to do and how to do something. Everybody wants to give us orders and demands, but they don't want to take orders and demands from us. They don't want to meet our demands. And then we sit up there and allow it because we sit up there and align ourselves with these people to make it feel like we're gaining some kind of social status. I can't believe they making a song about romance. They're trying to turn it into some kind of hate speech song. It's absurd. It's the most ridiculous thing that I've ever heard, ever seen in my life. Like I said, when is we as black people gonna say, hey, no, you're not gonna do this? When is we gonna say, we've had enough of this? We're tired of you guys trying to bully us. Now, keep in mind, on my other channel, I did a video about a hockey player who refused to wear a pride jersey during warm-ups. There is no backlash for him. So this is why they're not coming after him. Now, you can make an argument that he might have been, but he was expressing his views, which he had a right to do. But they're not accusing him of having a phobia or being hateful. All this is just another form of straight shaming. And for people to say that straight shaming isn't a real thing, oh, it is. This is heterophobia at its finest. They got plenty of artists that live an alternative lifestyle that make music that will cater to them. But no, they want to sit up there and bother our fallen icons, our fallen heroes, sheroes. I couldn't believe when I tuned in to Willie D's channel, and then before that I got a call from the homie. Like where does this end? When is this gonna stop? When is black people, black men and black women as a whole, whether we like each other or not, just form a temporary bond and work together and be like, this got to stop. Enough is enough. Listen, if you are a brother and sister that got it, but at the same, and that's not what the premise is of this video. It's about people attacking somebody and trying to bully somebody. If we're not shaming you for how you live your lifestyle, stop shaming us for how we live our lifestyle. This is the dang blasted problem. Just making up something. Just making up something to try to push a fake agenda. Once again, that song was made like 50 years ago. I think that, like I said, that song was either made in the early 70s or the late 60s. So that song got to be at least 50 something years old. And now all of a sudden people gonna wake up in the morning and just say, oh, this song is offensive. How is it offensive? Like I say, when is we gonna sit up there and grow a pair? Black men and black women as a whole. I'm calling both of y'all out. It's funny. It's funny. People don't have no problem with them like trying to tell people what they can listen to or what's good for people and what's not good for people. It's funny. Everybody is allowed to express themselves and educate people about them and all that kind of stuff, and whether we're interested or not. But here they are passing laws telling even black educators that they can't teach other black people about history that went on with us. You know, they pass a law saying where you can't teach black history. Why? Because they don't feel comfortable. It's always about them. And then they'll sit up and have the audacity to say that this is a home of the free, land of the brave, freedom of speech. Well, it seemed like freedom of speech is slowly losing its influence, because you got people literally trying to censor you by telling you can't be taught about historic events, whether it's good or bad. That's dictatorship, that's communism, and that's censorship. But this stuff with Aretha Franklin, this is just, I mean, this is like they've stooped to an all-time low. This is just completely, hey, you guys are being too emotional. You guys need to stop it. You guys complain too much. Well, you guys are reaching. Well, I can make that same argument about them. But then if you call them out on it, then here they come. Oh, you have a phobia. You just don't like us because we live our lifestyle different. No, I have an issue with y'all basically clout chasing, reaching, and trying to demean somebody's name and trying to shame somebody. If Aretha Franklin was alive, she would probably be shocked. But of course, she's not here to defend herself or that song. And then here's the thing, a news flash that you don't know. That song was actually written by a damn white woman. Did you know that? And actually, from what I was told, a white woman sung that song first. It's just when Aretha Franklin did her cover of it, it became like a smash hit. Bet y'all didn't know that. Bet you didn't know that. Yeah. Bet you didn't know that. That song was actually written by a white woman. But of course, they're playing that typical game of blame it on the end. Coming after a woman that's not here, that's no longer with us. And I think this is pathetic, and I think it's trashy. It's just. But anyway, Boy Town Biz, man, I'm out.